HMA Fantasy Wrestling brings you the Best of the Decade Dual Tournament, based off of Flow Wrestling Radio Live's recent series on individual athletes. This new project brings together wrestling minds from all over the country to decide which college wrestling team can claim the title of the best team of the decade. Prepare for pandemonium, excitement, and of course, entertainment.
Especially considering that Jordan Burroughs steps on a landmine and really goes out there to wrestle. And then that's it.
The rules are simple. Each college team gets to draft an all-star lineup based off of the last 10 years of competition. Once each team is settled, the HMA crew assigns different teams to the sport's greatest minds to vote on each match in the event for the entertaining series. Each host has one landmine to use in a round. Similar to FRL, a landmine can wreck all votes from the community and the other hosts. A landmine is used on an individual match, and it's the only place you can get bonus points for your team. The next episode of HMA Fantasy Wrestling is here. Let's let it roll.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the next episode of the HMA Fantasy Wrestling Podcast. I am joined today with Sam Herring, Johnni DiJulius, and Matt McDonough. How's everybody doing today? How you doing, Matt?
Doing great.
Awesome. How about you, Johnny?
I'm fantastic.
We're glad you could take a second from jumping off of crazy things to talk to us.
When I heard McDonough was on, I was like, I'm going to be there.
Yeah. He's going to be there like a thorn in the side for –
because I just want to hang on to his wrist for like 7 minutes.
Going to slow me down. Like stuck in the mud.
Did you guys ever wrestle in any?
Yeah, I got him in trouble with Tom Brands because I hung on his wrist for 7 minutes.
I got freaking so frustrated. I wrestled him and Nico Magalewis in the same weekend and couldn't get any kind of bonus on. Couldn't even beat him, either of them, by more than 3 points.
Where was that at?
I was a junior, and these were two true freshmen. So I felt like a real idiot.
Where were you guys at?
You know, doing relatively well, but at the time, you're wrestling a true freshman, you just expect that you're going to beat the crap out of them, and when you don't, you're like, what did I do wrong?
Very cool. And then Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Excited to get going with this show. This is probably the most hyped up duel we have. I'm really split between these two teams, so we'll see.
Heck yeah.
I think it's very, very night and day who's going to win this one.
Oh, dear. Here we go.
10-0 Hawks. Done. You have my list.
Yeah.
All right. Sam, do you want to give me sharing privileges so I can share this thing real quick?
Yeah, I didn't know you didn't. Okay, hold on 1 second. Yeah, you can share now. Go for it.
All right. So I'm going to share this thing up here real quick, and we'll get going. There we go.
All
right. So we've got it. Let's get back into it. Like Sam said, this is probably the most hyped up duel so far. This is the second semifinal match. It's going to decide who faces Penn State in the finals. Penn State actually did just beat Wisconsin 32-9. There was some collusion on the part of a couple of Penn State homers, but whatever. I'm over it. And so, anyways, let's figure out who the heck is going to wrestle Penn State in that crazy lineup next. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into this thing. And let's run through the lineups real quick. And since we've got, a guest from Iowa, a guest from Ohio State, let's get you guys to run through them real quick. So, Matt, do you want to tell us who's on the Iowa lineup?
I can do that. Starting at 125, we got Spencer Lee, 3-time All-American, 2-time national champ. Very, very possibly could have been a 3-timer this year, if not for obvious reasons. Corey Clark, 4-time All-American, 3-time finalist, 1-time champ. Also a Big Ten champ. Spencer Lee, also now a Big Ten champ. Montel Marion, one of the best Hawkeyes to never win a title. He went second, fourth, and second at 141 pounds, I believe. Brett Metcalf, 3-time All-American, 3-time finalist, 2-time champ, also a 2-time Big Ten champ at 149, one of the best to put on the black and gold. Derek St. John at 157, 4-time All-American. He was a 2-time finalist, a 1-time champ. Alex Marinelli is now a 3-time All-American. He is a current Hawk. He is a 2-time Big Ten champ. Jay Borchell is a 2-time All-American, 1-time champ, and a Big Ten champ. As I said in last episode, he is the last Hawkeye other than Spencer Lee to have a undefeated season. So that's
and your high school teammate, right?
Yeah. He the last year we had a undefeated was that year in 2010, and Jay was undefeated. Spencer now adds to the list, but he didn't wrestle Big Ten and nationals, obviously kind of some big tournaments. Sammy Brooks, 184. He is a 2-time All-American and a 2-time Big Ten champ, I believe, actually, as well.
Yeah.
Nathan Burak is a 3-time All-American. And Bobby Telford is also a 3-time All-American. So, a bunch of studs.
Awesome. All right, Johnny, your turn. Who's in for Ohio State?
Well, starting off the duel, we got one of the tallest wrestlers I've ever seen, Nathan Tomasello. Then we moved down to the Bear.
Lowest pitch of voice, too.
Yeah. Then we moved down to the Bear, and by Bear I mean Logie Bear. I don't know if you guys know this, but he was a 4-time national champ. Lukey Dookie, Luke Fletcher. He was a 3-time All-American. Then Lance was a 4-time All-American. I think he was Tom's first true freshman All-American. I'm trying to remember if that's true. Mickey Jordan, you guys know him, Mike. I call him Mickey. No big deal. If you're cool with him like that, you can call him Mickey. That is Big Bro Bo Jordan. Now this is important. If Bo Jordan is wrestling Alex Marinelli with the flow, like freshman year Bo Jordan, it's gonna be crazy because that's gangster Bo Jordan. Then we got Nick Heflin, 3-time All-American. Myles Martin, 4-time All-American. Colin Moore, 4-time All-American. And Snyder Man, Olympic champ.
All right. Heck yeah,
We'll see how it goes.
2 stacked lineups.
Yeah, this is a really close duel, though. Wow.
Yeah.
Are we going Flo Bo versus Bald Marinelli? Because that's
got to go Flo
Titans
Bo,
right
Bald
there.
Marinelli.
Old man strength versus the flow. It's like Samson versus the toughest old man strength you ever seen in your life.
I like it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, so remember these.
Bo Jordan had 2 kids by the end of his college.
Yeah, and he got diagnosed with OMS. You know what that is?
I do not.
Old man strength.
So he's got the old man strength.
Yeah, he does. He's a papa.
Yeah,
Oh,
once
man.
you lose all your hair, there's like some extra gene
That's true. That's true.
Suck up all your hair gene.
I wonder, were they ever on the same team in high school at the same time, or was Bo too old?
I don't know if they were ever on the same team at the same time, but that's kind of an interesting little thing.
Let's see when Bo graduated.
Alex Marinelli is same as Graham, and so are Micah Jordan and Bo Jordan.
That is pretty crazy.
So we're talking about all these guys at their peak in college. So do you think was Bo's peak during the Flow era?
Probably when he won Big Tens and he beat Mark Hall Big Tens. He made the finals his junior year.
Yeah.
That was a really good season for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, let's start it off. What we've been doing is having the lower seed pick where we start the duel. So, I mean, it's the 2-3 seed, so it's not a bunch of a difference. But, Johnny, where do you want to start the duel for Ohio State?
Really?
Same way I like starting every duel at the top. Let's go right away.
25.
Yeah, we don't need to draw. Let's go.
Right.
All right. Well, set it up. So we got Spencer Lee versus Nathan Tomasello. We have seen this match 3 times or 2 times? I know 2 times.
You got Big Tens, you got the duel, you got nationals, and you got
Three.
US Open.
So
It happened this year at the U.S. Open too. Yeah.
yeah,
I believe it's 3 to 1.
I'm thinking in college. In college,
College, 2-1.
Yeah, I think it's 2-1 Spencer in college because I believe Spencer won the duel and then NATO beat him in Big Tens, and then Spencer won NCAAs.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right there?
Yeah, they did overlap in high school. They were high school teammates.
Wow. Talking about Marion and Jordan?
Yeah.
Very cool. But yeah, Spencer Lee, Nathan Tomasello. We've seen this match before, but we're talking about peak of each of these guys' careers. And in my opinion, I don't know, like, Johnny, what year do you think was Tomasello's peak as far as performance? I mean, obviously
freshman year he won it, but I mean, it just felt like he was better as he went on, although the results didn't show, So it's hard to say. I'm trying to remember, who did he lose to sophomore year? Was that when he lost to Gilman?
Gilman, yes. Junior year.
Clark.
Junior year was Clark. Senior year, it was back down to 25.
I'd probably say, I don't know. He looked pretty good.
That's tough.
He looked pretty good this sophomore year, the year he wrestled Gilman.
Yeah, sophomore year was probably his best year.
Yeah.
But as much as I love Nathan, I think that Spencer would get that one right now for the all-decade. So that's my vote right now, unfortunately.
Now, peak Spencer Lee. Johnny, would you say how good is Nathan Tomasello right now, like in his freestyle career?
He's just hindered with some injuries right now, but he's really good.
Yeah.
Kicks butt in the room and stuff. He just battles some injuries.
So I think we should consider bonus here. It's like peak Spencer Lee. So freshman Spencer Lee, which I would not consider peak, put it on Tomasello in the NCAAs.
So I went and watched that one yesterday, and because I couldn't really remember. I mean, I remember that obviously Spencer ended up pinning him because he kind of got caught in that like scramble situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't remember that it was 8-2. Right?
Was it really? Wow.
It was 8-2, and that's before, if Tomasello had fought off his back there, it would have been 11-2.
Wow.
So at that point, it was 3-point back points. So,
okay.
I mean,
about that?
Yeah, it was 8-2 when he.
No, but it was
are you sure about at that point? It was 3-point back points.
It already changed then.
I think 4-point back points were only my senior year.
Well, what year was that?
2016, Madison Square Garden.
Old man.
Yeah, so they were 4-point back. So
okay, all right.
Either way, it would have been either 11-2 or 12-2.
12-2.
So yeah, we're looking at a major decision either way. If he would have fought off his back, I mean, he got caught in a really crappy position. Because it's not often that Nathan Tomasello gets stuck.
Spencer's scrambling is definitely underrated.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
it is very subtle.
Yeah,
he pops out and on top of you with some kind of a tilt.
It's my thought watching the match is that 11-2, 12-2, whatever. And that's freshman Spencer Lee, and then 2 more years on top. Like the freshman versus this year Spencer Lee, I think junior Spencer Lee would probably major.
Yeah, remember, you're not going against the senior Tomasello. You're going against.
Has Nathan ever been bonused in college though? That's a good question. Now obviously there's no Spencer Lee. He's wrestled in that.
Bonused against Gilman. He got pinned in overtime, but
good call. I meant just like outright, like I understand pin is bonus, but
dominated. I would say no.
Yeah.
Did Lezak ever beat him?
No.
No.
Very close.
I feel like Lezak would be the guy to do that. Just get some crazy turns or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I personally, I definitely think that it's a major just because of it's only because of how great Spencer was this year as opposed to when he beat him that year. It was that much of a separation at that point. Then this Spencer Lee, I think, is that much better. And I mean, I'm not comfortable going higher than a major, but I definitely think that he could beat him by 8 points.
I don't think really major for the turn factor of how he looked against pretty much everybody he wrestled this year. I mean, he came out against Piccinini and took him down and turned him right away like it was any other person.
Matt, you wrestled NATO at the US Open one year.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
beat it
that.
by a point. It was a back and forth. It was not my.
You were banged up though, real bad, weren't you?
Nah, not terrible. I
Oh, the
just.
shoulder was acting up.
I mean, it was my freestyle career was nothing to shine on, so to speak. But it was. I beat him. Yeah, I beat it. It was right after he won it, actually. After he won it, so he was on a high. So I guess it was a good win to get. You beat
For sure. Beat the current national champ for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just also that you're talking about the turn factor because Spencer did turn NATO in that match at NCAA's, and so I think he's just gotten so much better since then. He turns everybody. When I was watching that match, one of the big things that stuck out to me that I was like, this is not really going to be the same is Spencer was very not standoffish, but he wasn't his normal, attacking self on his feet. Right. When I watched the match, he was
Spencer didn't bonus or I should say wasn't able to turn.
Yeah.
You say Jack Medley this year, but that was one match, and then he turned him like a coin at the Big Tens. I don't think there's a person he hasn't ever got back points against.
That's crazy.
Did he get back points against Jack Mueller? I think he did in the finals.
I don't think so. I think he got 2 takedowns and an escape.
Sebastian, he's probably never gotten back points on.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know, but we got we all got Spencer by major?
I don't have him by major, but I think he'd win.
Well, it's 3-1. Ha!
Yes, I got you.
Yep. Yeah, and I even with that, I really do think it's an 8-9 point major. It's not, it's not getting into tech territory. Definitely.
I heard your boy Stever came on here, Johnny, and went blank slate Ohio State over whoever they're wrestling.
Did he really?
Minnesota, yeah.
And they told me this right before I went on against Mizzou, and I'm like, well, shoot, now I feel like an idiot if I'm going to be honest. I just got to go straight slate.
Right, yeah.
Also, we let Stever pick where we started, and he had his landmine, and so he literally picked the only match that Ohio State was not favored in and landmined it right off the bat, and then just picked Ohio State the rest of the way. It's hilarious. Yeah, so if you're watching, Sam is putting up these gold stars, and those are for our Twitter poll votes. So those are going to be our tiebreaker votes if we split 2-2, just so we know.
Okay.
But moving forward, 133 pounds, we have Corey Clark versus Logan Steber. You guys, Matt, you want to break down, tell us a little bit about this match, or Corey?
And I think these guys actually did overlap, just they were different weight classes.
Yeah.
I would say, even though Clark won it in, I want to say 2017,
yeah,
that was probably not even his best year. He was injured that year and just grinded it out. My biggest thing about him is the way he won that tournament that year. Who he beat. He started the tournament out with Earl Hall, wrestled Miocic, wrestled NATO, and wrestled Seth Gross and beat them all. Friggin' impressive. But
it's a good tournament.
He started out at 125 as a freshman, ended up with 5th, I want to say, and then made the finals the next 3 years. Lost to Cody Bloom, lost to Nashon Garrett, and then beat Seth Gross. So 3-time finalist, 1-time champ. Not quite the accolades of Steber. How many years was Logan at 33?
2. So his freshman, sophomore year is 33. Then went up his junior at 41. That's when he beat Zane. Even though I say he beat Zane, even though Zane came in 5th or 6th that year, but that was the guy. Yeah, that was the guy. And then senior year, he was 41. I forget who he had in the finals. Oh, no, he had Port in the finals that year.
Did he had Carter in the finals at 41?
Carter the year before. Carter came back during conferences. He was hurt since Vegas. It's crazy.
Yeah. He had some really good dudes in the finals. I think we pointed out Kyle Dakes finals because he had like a total of like 6 national championships that he
two
faced.
Hawkeyes and two Nittany Lions. I love that. We got some 2 different teams and 4 championships.
Yeah, but like it was either I don't know. Yeah, 4 championships, like you said. Like Stieber also really had some like tough dudes in the finals. I mean, Port's definitely.
That's a pretty tough one.
Start out with Jo, and then in my opinion, Port's one of the best dudes to never win.
Yeah, Port's good.
What was the next one after Jo?
Ramos.
Oh man.
Ramos.
Carter.
And then, and that's another thing is, that 33 for Iowa was an not interchangeable, but tough one with Ramos and
yeah, that was
Ramos has had a lot of matches against Stieber and has not won any in college.
I think at 33, Ramos is the all-decade team.
Think so?
Yeah. Tony was good.
So I actually made the Iowa. We split them all up and made them, but like when I made them, I tried to go.
That's a toss-up though.
Yeah, I tried to be as objective as possible.
In folk style, that one's a big toss-up, Clark and Ramos. I mean, you go just on accolades, obviously you go Clark, but Johnny's wrestled them both. I've wrestled them both. I would say it's
2-time world team member.
Very interchangeable.
And they just wrestled last year, right?
I believe
so.
At the World Team Trials.
When you strictly go on folk style, it's almost even, but just the fact that Clark made 3 finals, I guess I give him the edge, but
that's a good point.
Yeah. A coin. I mean,
no. When I made it, I tried to be as objective as possible because who the heck am I to subjectively say Ramos versus Clark? Because I've obviously never wrestled either of them, but yeah, that was definitely like looking at it when I made it. I was like, man, like I got to put Clark just because of the accolades, but I mean, there's a couple of these weight classes where it was just there's awesome dudes at both weights, obviously.
Matt, did you ever think about going 33?
A little bit. I mean, my senior year, I probably, hindsight, I would have gone 33, but Ramos was returning there. And so for the team, I was already a 25-pounder, so it was just natural. You're going back down to, go back down to 25. It wasn't enough thought put into it then as maybe I would now, but that's hindsight. It's 2020.
Yeah. So what do you guys see this match going like?
I see Logan and kind of in Spencer Lee's boat where like he turns everybody. So I do see bonus for Logan. He would bonus the best guys. It was crazy. We how like you'd be at a duel and you'd almost before the duel started you just kind of like write someone's name like for sure. You used to do that with Logan every time and he never disappointed. He just always would bonus, always would turn. It was pretty incredible. He'd bar everybody up. And he was just stronger than everybody. So I think bonus for Logie Bear, but definitely Logan, obviously, but I think bonus.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the decision here is bonus or not because I'm 100% with Stieber on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It'd be really hard to ever pick against the dude that was a 4-time champ. I don't know, man. I don't know about. I think it's like teetering on the edge, but I don't know if I'm going to go there or not.
I say no bonus. I think Corey Clark is a really stingy wrestler. Doesn't give up a lot of points, but he doesn't necessarily score a bunch. But he doesn't give up much. I think that's kind of the style of a lot of the Iowa guys. They're very stingy with their points and positioning. And I just don't see Stieber being able to open them up. The bars, I just don't see coming.
Yeah, if the bars do come, though, that shoulder is getting hurt.
That's true. Yeah.
Clark
has some shoulder problems with that.
Stieber, no bonus.
Yeah, I mean,
I see where Johnny's coming from, but I do not think Clark's at his peak. You're going peak college Clark, which may not even be at his senior year. I don't think he's letting himself get bonus.
So if I say, just so I know, if I say landmine, does that mean 6 automatically for Logan?
Well,
you get to pick what you want.
You can pick. You can pick.
You can say 5, 4, 3. Yeah.
10 for the sake of the game.
All right, let's do landmine Logan 6.
Oh my God.
You are such a rookie. That's great.
That was a bad
Man.
decision, but
Oh,
This is
that?
great.
I mean, that's
you could have
great.
picked it on like a match where Ohio State was losing.
Because you should
Yeah, but
definitely.
Logan needs that 6.
That's an extra 3 points. Hey,
He texted you today. He's like, "Yo, thanks, dog. I know that probably wasn't smart, but hey, thanks hooking me up."
well, we also want to keep a little bit of credibility here. So we can't be like, boom, I'm.
Landmine Telford.
Hey, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, you can't go Telford headlock Snyder. Okay, let's keep it a little bit realistic here. But I mean,
Lewis pinning Borschel is still. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's a good move though. It picks up 3 points for the Buckeyes, and I looked through WrestleStat right here. I looked through all 4 of Clark's seasons, and the most he got pinned one time, but it was by some guy I'd never heard of, so it probably was he got caught somewhere in some tournament.
You know who it was?
Here I'll find it again. No, actually, no. I think that was a win. It was just right above a loss that I messed up. Yeah, no, he didn't get pinned. Never mind. That was my mistake. But all of his losses, the most he lost by on here that I can find was 3 points, and so literally almost all of them was 1 point he lost.
Yeah,
to Clark, and so great use of the landmine because I wouldn't have went there. I wouldn't have went major.
I still don't think that's a good use of it. You should have been
going to be good.
Micah Jordan landmine or something.
I don't know. The rest of them are pretty close matches with the exception of heavyweight. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they all are really good.
49 maybe. But all right, sorry. Let's keep going.
Yep. All right, 41, Montel Marion versus Luke Fletcher.
Yeah, this one's crazy. This is a good match.
Yeah.
I would pay to watch this match.
Yeah.
Both in their primes. It'd be good.
So
I feel like first glance, I feel like a lot of people on Twitter will say Montel. I feel like I don't know. I just had growing up, seeing and watching certain guys, I always kind of put him on a pedestal oh, that guy's really, really good. But Luke is an animal. I don't know. This is a really good match.
You take away Luke's senior year, so he doesn't have that season to everyone's got a full Montel Marion boat, but Luke Fletcher's best year.
Yeah, didn't get it. Why, Sam? Why Luke over Hunter Stieber?
This one, who put together the Ohio State team?
It was either you or Jude.
Okay, so Jude put together this team, I believe, yeah. But I could see where it was going. Hunter Stieber had so many injuries throughout his career. It's really hard to see his peak.
Yeah. So he was 1-1 with Montel, is why I asked. And Montel was a senior when that happened.
You're the coach of this team. You could throw him in right now if you felt like it would have the help us to vote for it. So that's up to you.
No, we can stick with Luke. We'll stick with Luke.
Okay.
We'll stick with Luke.
Yeah, I mean,
just FYI, the Twitter poll is 51.7 in favor of Montel, 48.3 in favor of Luke Fletcher.
That's awesome.
I'm definitely going Montel based on his gas tank. Very unique gas tank. Nobody ever really wore Montel out. He usually wore people out, and some of them weren't very pretty matches, but people would get tired and make mistakes, and he would capitalize in matches. So
you think Luke would get tired?
I'm going to go Montel hand fighting and wearing on Fletcher, and towards the end of the match, getting a score, a close decision.
And I've seen Montel do it. I saw him do it against Jimmy Kennedy in the quarterfinals. Remember that match?
Oh, yeah.
That match was insane. He was down 4 points with less than a minute left, and he won on all takedowns and kickouts.
And he did that to he got an escape on Mike Thorne in the duel, and they almost got in a fight.
Remember the Alton match?
What's that?
Remember the Alton match?
Yeah.
When he got headlocked or what happened?
He got thrown to his back and black drop basically.
That was a crazy match. You wrestled. Who'd you wrestle that day? Andrew Long?
No, I wrestled.
Oh, you pinned Pataki. You cradled him.
It might have been, yeah.
I know you did. I remember watching.
Might have not even been Pataki. Might have been a backup, honestly. Pataki might have sat out that, but I pinned some kid.
Yeah, you cradled him. I remember you used your little leg. You stepped over to get him to stop squirming. I remember the match. And then Ramos beat Long. That was a really good match. But, all right, we're off track. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
That crowd.
Hey, we're here to talk wrestling, man. So, but yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with Montel. And I think the only reason is because we only saw 1 year of optimized Fletcher. This year was awesome. But if he had had more of those years kind of stringed together, and I know we're talking about peak, but I do think that peak Montel maybe edges it out really close. But yeah, I'm going to go Montel. I think it'd be interesting to see the match though, for sure, because you're kind of talking about like Montel's counter offense. Well, that's where Fletcher's really good too. So
yeah, he's good there. Yeah.
Who's going to win that kind of counter offense battle? But I got Montel.
Like to see Fletcher at 41 for his whole career. I would have liked to see that.
Yeah, for sure. Luke definitely had one. He has an accolade over Montel. I don't think Montel ever won Big Tens, correct?
No, never
He
did.
did not.
Luke got it done this year. Yeah.
And you can't say Luke had bad competition too. Nick Lee is a stud that he had to go through.
For sure.
I have some recency bias here.
Me too.
I don't know who I'm going with, but y'all know I did not watch Montel Marion wrestle. I've watched matches of him recorded, but I've never picked him when he was wrestling or anything. I do not remember that. So Luke Fletcher is a lot I understand his wrestling and I know it a lot better. I think I'm going to go Luke Fletcher. His wrestling this year was just so incredible.
Damn, you're smart. You're really smart.
No,
I see him overcaller snapping him all day long. And I think this is not going to be a high-scoring match. And so 1 or 2 takedowns will do the job, and I think Luke Fletcher could get to that from overcaller.
I think a big thing to look at too for me here was that Fletcher obviously didn't get that chance senior year, but he made the semis twice, maybe, or just
sophomore,
once?
junior, yeah. So freshman year. So freshman year, think about this. Freshman year, we might not even have seen peak Luke Fletcher season this year because hear this. Freshman year, Keyshawn Hayes was the 41-pounder, gets hurt, and has to go get his knee scoped. And the doctor repaired the knee instead of scoping it out. So he's out for, 6 months when you get a meniscus repaired, right? So Luke is a true freshman who would have gone 133 the following year as a freshman, has to step in and go 41 because Nathan's 33. So goes 41, undersized, true freshman, wasn't going to start anyways, was just going to take the year off. Did pretty well. Did pretty good. Won a couple matches at the Nationals. Following year, obviously, went 33 and came in third in the country. So had that not happened, he would have been a junior this year.
Going into a senior this year.
Yeah, he would have been an animal.
So what my thing though is these guys are really close, and obviously we already made our picks. But I look at the guys who did Luke lose to in the semis? So
good question. Micic
and
last year.
The year before would have been
yeah.
Clark
that
or
was
Gross,
true.
maybe.
Why am I
One of the
blanking
Clark
on
or
this?
Gross match.
So
I don't know, but my thing was looking at the competition. I mean, the competition's obviously awesome, right? But look at the guys, the 2 dudes that beat Montel in the finals. You got Kyle Dake and Kellen Russell. I mean, that's 6 national titles between the 2 of them. And so,
that's a good point.
I mean, just
I'm blanking on Luke's semis too. I don't know why.
it had to either be Seth Gross or Corey Clark, right? Because that was the 33 the year before. But
I think it was Gross.
That had been Gross because Clark wrestled Tomasello. No, wrong.
Fletcher was at.
Yep.
Fletcher was 41 the year that Tomasello and Clark wrestled. So the following year, Clark wasn't there.
So what year was that? 2018?
18. Yeah. 2018 was his sophomore year. He came in third.
All right, 1 second. I'll get that. Gross.
Oh, okay. It
Gross
was
wrestled Tariq. Fletcher wrestled Meechich. And then the year before that.
no, it was the year after. What didn't Fletcher wrestle Fix?
Oh yeah.
It was Fletcher Fix, wasn't
it?
Yeah. So Fix and
it.
Meechich were the guys that kind of blocked out his national title hopes. And when you compare them to Kellen Russell and Kyle Dake, I mean, that's, I'm digging deep here, but I'm trying to think of anything to separate these guys. But we already picked, so we can go ahead and move on if you guys are cool.
Are you for Fletcher?
But Lukey Dookie, come on.
All right. It does nothing. Still,
it does something, Sam. Don't say people's votes don't matter.
They matter, all right?
No, they don't.
Make sure you vote.
Yep. All right, 149. This was one of the better rivalries of the decade, or last 2 decades, depending on which decade you want to put it in. Man, I mean, you got to go Metcalf here because the series, Palmer only has 1 win.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it was an awesome match every single time. And, Dyson, I remember the other day was texting me. He was like, I really want to watch this Metcalf-Palmer match because everybody talks about it. Which one should I watch? And I was like, okay, go watch the Big Ten Finals and the NCAA Finals.
Yeah, well, the NCAA Finals is good, but the actual better one is the quarters or semis. Palmer had
years before. Yeah.
Remember when Palmer had him taken down to win, was completely behind him, and Metcalf somehow found his way out. It's a really good match.
Yeah.
Well, those two are both very, very physical wrestlers. And
that's a good
one to watch because it was like a quasi fight. Ironically, Palmer's an MMA fighter now, but it was like you're watching a back alley wrestling match in a dark alley. Those guys were just like you're saying. They were doing anything they could, really, to not let the other person score more than even scoring, as no one's scoring on me.
Imagine that just made me think of this. Imagine some of the Iowa guys throughout the years, like Metcalf or maybe Corey Clark, guys like that as MMA fighters.
Yeah.
No Iowa guys have done it. I would have liked to see a few.
Yeah.
Go
I want to see Gilman.
Yeah, imagine a guy like Gilman in the MMA. What would he do? He would be insane.
He would
be so crazy.
Be a crowd pleaser for sure.
He'd definitely do good on the interviews. He'd get himself some big deals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would do terrible. I can't. I'm just too hunky dory.
We're getting off track, but who cares? We're talking wrestling. So both of you guys, if you had to pick one dude in the past decade-ish from Iowa and from Ohio State that you would have liked to see MMA, who would you pick?
Johnny, please don't say Kyle Snyder.
I would say myself. I want to fight. Now, who'd be,
why can't he say
Kyle $1 million man?
Why can't he say Kyle Snyder? That wouldn't be a bad one.
Kyle would be good.
No, because I like him wrestling.
Mark Martin's fighting right now. He's going to be good. He's going to be real good. He was a 3-time qualifier for Ohio State, but he's 3-1 as a pro MMA fighter. He's really good. Maybe Myles, too. Myles would be good.
Myles would be really good.
Yeah.
Nick Heflin, too.
Yeah. Nick's just very stiff. You know what I mean? Very good for wrestling, but
though.
Yeah.
That's like picking Tomasello. He's not extraordinarily. It's like Gilman, not extraordinarily flexible either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick Heflin would throw some haymakers though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Marinelli. That dude's been bloodied up a few times.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go.
I was just looking at this, Matt. You've been on a team with every kid except Marinelli and Lee. So 8 guys you were on a team with.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think I got 7. No Lance, no Luke. Oh, so I got 8. Nice.
All right, so
You're on the team with Colin?
He was a redshirt freshman.
Okay.
So we all got the brick calf, right?
I'm going Metcalf by a very hard-fought decision, as they were in college. Every time
Fair point.
Did they wrestle?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I'm sure there's more that we don't know about.
I mean, I know of the 2 plus I think 1 more in an NCAA tournament, but there's probably duels and Big Tens.
Big Tens, yeah. So I know for 3 for sure.
How many they've wrestled in. Because I remember that semi, it was either a quarter or semi the year before, and him and
crazy.
I mean, it was to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. So, I mean, you can't go bonus points here because we've seen it so many times come down to 1-2 points. So definitely Metcalf. All right, moving on. Derek St. John versus Micah Jordan. I guess you have to be in the inner circle to call him something else.
Mickey. No, this is a good match.
Well, every time I go to a Jeff Jordan camp, they only refer to him as Mickey.
Mickey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just go with it. Johnny, what do you see this match? What do you see out of this match?
I think on paper, everybody's going to say Derek St. John. Obviously, he's a national champion. Mickey's not, but I think this is a really, really good match. Like, really good match. Derek's best year was probably his junior year, right? His senior year, he I don't want to say fell off a little bit, but he ended up getting 5th or 6th. I know it's going to sound biased. I'm leaning towards Mickey. I think.
What's his peak? Because he was kind of like this his whole career, getting teched by Nolf on a bad knee, doing really well in other years at 49 and stuff.
Yeah, what do you think? Senior was probably his best year. He came in second in the country. He lost to Schnalte. He would. There's some people you'd put him out there against, and he'd maul. Really good guys. I'm leaning towards
win that match, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm giving this to St. John for the one fact that I don't think Mickey is a 57-pounder truly.
Good point.
John is all of 157, and St. John is the definition of just win on attitude and grit and stinginess. I mean, you look at some of his wins and point margins, and they're not huge, but he has beaten some really good guys just on a knockdown, drag out, like we're talking about. I'm not going to let you win. I said it in the last duel. That's where my vote's at. So if we're 1-1, we're 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
2 pick.
What do you got, Sam?
I'm going to go Derek St. John. I just think, especially in not really especially, but throughout Micah's career, he really struggled with, like, grinding, hand-fighting matches. Ashnault was kind of that guy. He wasn't nearly as much as Derek St. John, but he would get really into the dirty of the hand fight. And
he lost to Ashnault because of top bottom.
He did, yeah. He really struggled on bottom. Mm-hmm. Could St. John ride him?
Could St. John ride him? Absolutely. St. John was not much of a turner, but one of those guys who, like, if he had to ride a guy out, I mean, just whatever you have to do to win a match. If you have to ride a guy out to win the match, he's going to do everything he can to ride him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that could very well happen in this match. I'm going Derek St. John. So now it's down to y'all two. Except your votes don't matter, so.
Well, I'm the only one. So Johnny already picked Micah, man. Are you listening?
He said he's leaning Micah.
Yeah, that's me picking him.
Yeah, that's him picking him. Come on.
Got a fall.
That's that Harvard talk. I'm leaning. That means
I go to Harvard, Sam. I don't know if you know this. I go there every day.
We're going to make it abundantly clear before this is over that Johnny's at Harvard, and that makes him smarter than everybody.
He's a Harvard man.
Ivy League.
The Harvard man, yeah. I mean,
I couldn't spell Harvard before I got here, but go ahead.
So, Sam, the match is already decided, but my vote does count.
How?
I'm going to go Derek St. John as well. I mean, like you're talking about, the big difference here is that Micah did have some bottom deficiencies, and I know one of the big matches that I look at for St. John's career, obviously he won a national title, so that's a big one, but when he wrestled Dake the year before in the finals, that was a really good match, and it was a really tight match, and you're talking about an all-timer. and him really being right in it, hanging there till the end and having the chance to win it. So, it goes, one step a different way, and Derek St. John's a reason that Dake maybe wouldn't be a 4-timer. So, I think just how close he was that year with him, and that deficiency for Micah on the bottom, I'm going to go St. John. But we will go ahead and move down to 165.
I'm excited to talk about this one.
Yeah, this one will be good. So Alex Marinelli versus Flo Bo Jordan, possibly.
Yeah. Well, Flo Bo Jordan was the only Bo Jordan at 65 too.
It's true.
So we have to go Flo Bo
But
Jordan.
we're talking. I know that technically we had to put him in a weight class, right? But like we are talking like peak of these dudes' careers too.
Right. So what's Marinelli's best finish at NCAAs right now? Has he came in third yet?
No, I think he took 7th both years.
Okay.
Johnny,
This year, obviously,
Okay.
he was.
you knew the answer to that before you asked it.
Who, me? No, I really didn't.
Harvard.
Yeah,
Harvard man, he
Well,
knew.
here, think about this. Let me tell you guys this real quick. Let me break something down for you, right? Bo Jordan's only year at 165, he came in third, and his only loss was to Derringer, who was a 3-time national champ, and who he beat.
Johnny, you get to count his 74 in here.
What?
You get to
You count,
count
like-
his wrestling at 74.
Yeah, but
You guys were
Flo Bo
taking the whole
Jordan, I
career.
think Flo Bo Jordan gets this one done. I don't even think we need to bring out. I don't even think we need to bring out national runner-up Bo Jordan. Flo Bo, I think, gets it.
Hey, now, something that just made me think of. Should we have flipped Luke Fletcher and Logan Stever?
No, because that's the way Stever wanted it. When he came on the show,
For the
we
last
had it
show.
the other way.
For
We had it
last
the other
show.
way.
What I'm saying is, would Fletcher beat Corey Clark?
Honestly, what you guys should have done is you should have put me and Matt at 125. Just saying.
We're both backups.
Yeah, we are.
So,
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
man, I mean,
Yeah, I'm going Bojo. He beat Nick Salzer at the Nationals, beat like Taylor Walsh. He had a really good national tournament, especially that year. I think he beat the 65 from Missouri. What was his name before he was 74? Cradled
Daniel
Zahid last
Lewis.
year. Beat Lewis.
Hey, could Daniel Lewis pin Jay Borchell?
Jay Borchell
Could he do
was
it, Johnny?
was a stud. Could Daniel Lewis pin Jay Borchell? No.
Yeah, in his cradle thing that he pins Zahid in.
No.
he's
No.
asking your permission because that's what he did last
I
episode.
did that last week. I
That's what
landmined.
Sam did to me last
Oh, you
time.
landmined it. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, he can do it, but Jay Borchell was
That's what I'm saying.
Physically, he can do it.
That's what I was saying. Exactly.
It is a
No, I wouldn't
possibility,
always
just
pick him
very,
and-
very small one.
Look, landmines have to, you have to pick upsets with landmines, and that was
Okay,
my
so
best
like
upset.
Sam, you know how right now you're growing up with all these names, Luke and Tomasello and all these like recent guys in the past couple years. That's
Yeah.
how I was with Jay Borchell and even Montel a little bit. I was
Old
a
man.
sophomore in high school and stuff when he was wrestling. Like they were really good in my eyes. Really, really good.
They just don't. I mean, media is different now.
Yeah. Media makes kids
So much
superstars coming
better
out
than-
of high school.
Yeah.
There's so many more superstars now than there were when we were in
Crazy.
school.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I look at this match, Stan, put the man's check up.
Yeah. Put my Bojo check and put some flow on it.
Put a flow on the check.
That'd be funny.
Can we put Flo Bo in there?
Flobo Jordan.
Flo Bojo.
We could. We'd have to take away all the checks, though, and that would not be fun.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go Marinelli. And
Ooh.
just the reason here
So what's
is
his peak, then?
this year. For sure this year. But, my thing is, that the two sevenths doesn't compare to the third for Bo Jordan, the second for Bo Jordan. But, I'm looking at the peak guys, if they actually stepped on the mat and wrestled each other. And the way I see it, people have not been able to ride Marinelli, at least not in this peak last year he had. Evan Wick did that, was it a couple years ago? And that's
pinned.
But again, we're talking peak of both of these dudes. And
Has he ever felt the banana?
Hey.
The banana split is not to mess with.
But yeah, I mean, like nobody could hang on top of Marinelli for long at all. Nobody could hang on top of him for long at all. So I think that kind of like neutralizes one of Bo's
It's
strengths.
a much different leg ride, though. Evan Wick and Bo Jordan do not ride nearly the same way.
No, Bo just pins people.
So does Marinelli all year this year. All
Yeah,
year with his leg. Marinelli pinned everybody with his leg this year.
Yeah,
That was funny. Is that legal,
Yeah,
guys?
Figure four on the
What
neck.
he did, was that legal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a Graham thing. Coach Jordan used to call it Sugar Bowl or something like that. But a lot of Graham kids, so they go ball and chain, like arm between the legs,
Yeah.
bar, and then figure four the head. That's a big Graham thing.
Yeah, but I mean, my thing
Definitely
is like
not legal on the youth scene, though, right?
Yeah, it seems very humiliating. I'm definitely never getting hit in that, ever.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
That suck.
for me, Bojo's superpower is on top, and I think that Marinelli can get away from him. And then on the feet, I'm maybe giving the nod to Marinelli and that pop double a little bit over Bo Jordan. So
Yeah.
I think it's a super close match. 3-2, 3-1, 2-1. But I'm gonna go Marinelli.
Who are some of Bo Jordan's losses, like, in his prime? We got Mark Hall, Alex Daringer, kind of two guys that he lost to in his somewhat prime.
Yeah.
Does Marinelli fit in with that group?
Well, he's lost to
Vincenzo.
Mackay,
McFadden.
Aymar.
Wick?
Wait, did he lose McFadden? I might be wrong on that. I'm sorry.
He lost to he got spladled, and they called a pin.
That's right.
in,
I guess
like,
McFadden. Yeah.
It was the silliest pin ever. Now he got spladled.
Good point.
They called a pin and literally.
I remember. It was.
That was so quick.
fluky.
It was like,
Yeah. Yeah, usually Marinelli is having a very consistent year until the NCAAs, and then at NCAAs, he loses to somebody who you're like, what, really, McFadden? And you're a little shocked by it. But
And that's where I'm going to come in and say Marinelli, because we're wrestling a dual meet, and Marinelli is a savage in dual meets. I don't know if he's lost. Has he lost a dual meet? Maybe one. He lost.
he got beat by Chenzo this year.
Chenzo is his only one.
In his home gym.
Well, the other thing,
He got thrown on his head for 6 points.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
And Vincenzo couldn't even stand up at the end of the match. Now Marinelli couldn't either, but Marinelli.
he put him. Yeah, he did it too.
Talk about entertaining matches. That was great. Oh
Can
my
we
God.
put-
Every time he wrestles Vincenzo, it's awesome. I like Alex a lot. He's a good dude.
That was Super Bowl weekend too, wasn't it?
Wrestle Unlimited.
We need to put some respect on Marinelli's brackets that he was in too.
Yeah, those were
that
pretty
bracket
awesome
he was in
brackets.
sophomore year was stupid. I mean, he just always has Murderer's Row to the finals every year. The dude just can't catch a break.
Last year's tournament, he did not get a favorable seed, being the number 1 seed or whatever.
Joe Smith, round 1.
Round 1.
Hey, you know who Bojo had to beat his first round of nationals at 65, right? One of the best wrestlers of all time, represents the great country of Uruguay.
Palacio.
Oh gosh.
The people's champ.
Oh my
Beat
goodness.
the people's champ.
Dylan Palacio's insane.
So listen, I don't know how many people Marinelli beat that have beat up homeless people, but Bo Jordan has one. All right, and that gives it to me right there.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Sam, which way you going?
Alex Marinelli's teammate has wrestled him. And Michael Kemmerer sure has wrestled Dylan Palacio.
Good point.
No, I'm taking Bo Jordan.
Boo!
I mean, it doesn't matter. My pick doesn't matter, right, Jacob?
Your picks all matter. Dude, votes matter. You need to vote.
And your
All
pick
picks
does
matter.
not matter. It was completely useless.
All lives matter. All picks matter.
I just want to really quick pause and go back. If we flip Fletcher and Stieber, that's a very different debate. Now we'd have to redo this entire thing, but
So we all have Stieber over Marion, right?
that's
Yeah, of course.
I
His
mean,
brother did Montel. Logan messes Hunter up. Listen, I'm
a
talking
law
crap,
of
but
transitive properties, very obvious right there.
Hunter was a stud. I wish you guys got to appreciate that more. Matt, you do a little bit, but Hunter was a stud.
Yeah, Hunter was tough forever. He was right there behind Logan.
He beat Kellen Russell as a true freshman, and Russell was returning undefeated national champ.
If you take out injuries, I mean, he has a very different career potentially.
Yeah. Undefeated going into the NCAA semifinals one year.
Does a 133-pound Luke Fletcher beat Corey Clark? And I say no, so it's a wash.
Yeah. I guess it's a wash, yeah. I would have landmined Logan.
What you should have done was flip those two and landmine
Luke
Fletcher.
But, listen, again, I didn't even get to use a landmine in my first one because these hogwashes tried to put Mizzou over Iowa because they were.
Hey, don't lump me in with that. Okay, that was Jude and Sam.
Yeah, I was straight Jude and Sam.
Who's 25? Is that Waters?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that one was definitely Spencer Lee, and I would have landmined that to get bonus for Spencer Lee.
For sure.
Yeah.
But they already hit 2 landmines. Max Askren pinned Sammy Brooks. Daniel Lewis pinned.
The reason Jude
back-to-back matches.
Guys, in the Google Sheet doc, Jude puts in his picks every time, so we get to pick on him every time. Jude had Alan Waters pinning Spencer Lee for his landmine. But how insane, first of all.
He can't be the 5th vote for us? He can't be number 5?
He is asleep.
Right, but in general, he can't just, call in his picks?
No, he could.
Get out of here.
You're grasping at straws, man.
Blame Roper and his meeting prep, okay?
Yeah.
For us having even scores.
Plus, we have the people's vote on here.
We have the Twitter.
You're saying the people's vote doesn't matter?
People's vote is great, but I think Jude would side with me on a lot of these.
Yeah,
he might be swayable, but all right,
is more swayable.
Yeah, let's go 174. Is it Jay Borschel or Jay Borschel?
I know him forever, and I still don't even know.
It's 16-6 right now.
Yeah, already.
What the heck?
Iowa had 2 toss-ups in the Fletcher, Jordan, Marion matches. So
this is full.
Those were the swayables.
Well, we're coming into Ohio State's really heavy hitters down here at the end, so it's gonna go.
Good point. I think they clean the board from here on out.
At 174, you're kidding. All right, so Jay Borschel versus Nick Heflin.
There's still a landmine to be used by Jacob and Matt.
There is.
Yeah. Wait, who was your landmine, Sam?
I used it in the last semi.
All right, so
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Matt,
I tried to push Wisconsin
high school
over Penn State.
and college teammate. Tell us about Jay and how you see this match going.
Jay Borschel was a 2-time All-American. He was around a 12 as a junior. Was doing good that whole year. Did not have a good NCAA tournament. Didn't get a wrestle as a freshman, if you remember. He was a Virginia Tech transfer, so very possibly could have been a 3-time All-American. 4-time champ in Iowa, similar to Dake, except for high school. He is the one and only 4-timer in Iowa history to have started at 103 and wrestled his senior year at 171 pounds. He
Holy cow.
103, 125, 152, 171.
That's incredible.
And he had 1 loss in that entire career, and that was to Joe Slayton in, I believe it was the conference finals. Other than that, he cleaned house of everyone his whole career in high school.
Another Iowa name, Slayton.
Yeah. So he is a stud. And I'm going to throw out a landmine. He is pin in a bar harm because there ain't no thing like a chicken wing as it's on the Linmar Lion poster.
Oh, wow.
What? Is that legal?
Listen, he's an undefeated champ. I know
Nick Heflin is really good at wrestling.
Heflin was also, I believe, a 97-pounder when he made the finals, and he was cutting a lot to 74. He probably got tired on bottom. He was hurt.
But Heflin's guys that he lost to at 74 was Ed Root.
Lost to Mike Evans.
He did. He got lifted and returned about 3 or 4 times in the duel. I remember.
Oh yeah, he got put on his back in overtime. Listen,
was that the year you wrestled Trigas?
It probably was. Yeah, that freaking guy.
Wow. I remember that. Yeah, you wrestled. That was a crazy duel.
See, Johnny, that's why you should have kept your landmine.
Why?
Dang it. Sleepers was winning earlier.
So he did the same thing, though. I mean, both of them were probably going to lean, towards those guys, and they picked up an extra three points while also keeping it realistic. I like the picks. I like both the landmines. They're great.
I'm making it realistic. Here's the thing. Jay might have won, and I could have landmined the next match, and that could have been a reasonable landmine too, since Sammy Brooks has wins against Myles.
Very true. Very true.
But I'm making the landmine a little bit fun, and it's, like you said, it's realistic.
Could Jay Borschel beat Salas from Cuba? Because Heflin beat Salas. Yes.
Get at it. Listen, it's not my fault that the Ohio State lineup, weight-wise, is all jacked up.
Yeah, it really is.
Hey, take that up with Jude, all right? But, I mean...
Would it have been better to switch Nick Heflin and Myles Martin?
He never was 84.
He wasn't?
Just straight 74 to 97.
74 for 3 years, 97 for a year.
Should have been 97 for 2 years, probably.
Probably, yeah.
All right, so just so we know how it would have fallen anyway, I would have went Borschel, or would you guys have went?
Left Daddy.
All right.
That was a good pick, Matt.
Sam, I understand Johnny's pick, but Sam, come on. Jay Borschel, undefeated national champ.
Sam, don't let them woo you. You are very smart. Trust your first instinct.
Just be quiet, Harvard man. No,
Dude, he's on your side and you just shut him down.
I know, because he's trying to I have my own reasoning, and I think that Nick Heflin's style, he can hang with Borschel and hand fighting, and I think that's where most of Borschel's wins came from, is just wearing guys out and hand fighting, and Nick Heflin has that style to hang with him.
And he rode him like a dog. A lot of people.
Who, Heflin?
No, Borschel
exhausted him. It's really tiring when you're trying to get out from bottom and you can't get out.
Yeah, I agree.
It is
psychologically really sucks knowing that someone can hold you on the ground against your will.
That's my size and my weight.
Well, Sam, you don't only get to put the graphics up when you agree with them. So throw that landmine in there.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
Wait,
oh, shoot. I forgot it was a landmine. Okay, hold on.
Yep. So we got landmine, Jay Borschel. And we'll go ahead and move on. It's looking like the duel's probably pretty wrapped up, but we do have 3 studs for Ohio State. And, again, if we all, majority rules for bonus, so, we're never out of it. But 184 pounds, Sammy Brooks versus Myles Martin. Johnny, you want to kick it off with Myles Martin?
Yeah, I know Brooks has wins over Myles, but Myles' peak is better than Sammy's peak, in my opinion. Myles is, you always have like a face of a weight. I know this sounds like weird to say, but every year you have somebody, when you think of that weight class, you think of one guy. And I feel like Myles was that guy several years in a row. Sammy was never the face of a weight class, and Myles, I think Myles is on another level, in my opinion. He's really good. And I think he's going to have a really good freestyle career. And Sammy's still competing.
Yeah.
So they might hit again. But I'm definitely in Myles. No bonus, but definitely I'm at Myles. Leaning Myles means I want Myles, Sam.
Okay.
I'm leaning for Sammy Brooks.
Harvard lingo.
Leaning Sammy Brooks. The fact that he inside tripped him multiple times, or whatever awesome move he hit. Some big boy throw move that I don't do. I got a left-handed headlock. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
You
hit it on the Northwestern kid your freshman year.
Preeson.
Yeah, I remember that. You were losing.
I was getting my butt kicked. I was down by like 5 or 6 points.
And then I picked him in the NCAA semis against you that year because of that match. I was like, oh, Preeson's going to win. He was beating him up in the duel, and you smoked him in the semis.
I'm going to let him beat me again after he beat me that first time to win the Midlands. That sucked.
Wait, he beat you at Midlands?
That's the only time he beat me that year. He beat me at Midlands. I pinned him, and then I beat him in the Big Ten finals in a close match, and then I beat him again at the NCAAs.
And then NCAA semis, yeah.
The Midlands, I was coming off winning Midlands my freshman year, and he won like all the awards, like Champion of Champions, OW, all the awards. So I was just pissed. Like he won every award. But I was like, hey, shoot, that's what you got to get when you beat me, you know.
He wrestled freestyle for a little bit. I forget what happened.
Yeah, I wrestled him in freestyle a couple of years. I lost to him one time in freestyle and beat him twice.
His leg lace, I remember, was really good. Really, really good. But, all right, back to 84. So, Myles wins by bonus? Is that the consensus?
I've only picked one Buckeye this far looking back at it, but I'm going to go Myles Martin here. I know that Sammy Brooks had, one or maybe multiple wins over Myles early, but if we're talking about peak Sammy Brooks versus, senior year Myles Martin, even with losing in the semis, like, dude, that guy was on another level at 184, another level. And like, I love Sammy Brooks is awesome for multiple reasons, man. The mullet was amazing. The Big Ten interview is one of the best pieces of wrestling history of all time. But it's Myles Martin, and I'm going to say bonus. I'm going to say an 8-point win.
For the record, has Sammy Brooks ever lost to Myles Martin, freestyle included? Because he beat him multiple times in freestyle.
Hey, we're talking about their college careers, Matt. So we're talking about peak college careers. Y'all keep talking freestyle.
Every match they've had, I'm just wondering if Sam Brooks has lost.
I don't know. I don't know when they
gotten that much better in freestyle, though?
Has Sam Brooks?
Yeah, has he gotten that much better since college? Because you can count it in freestyle, too. So, like, this year, if you said Nathan Tomasello –
he beat Myles Martin, I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 times in freestyle on top of the 2 times he's beat him in both.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is I don't think Sammy Brooks is that much improved in his freestyle than he is in college. And he got to wrestle Myles Martin when Myles Martin was kind of in his peak, and he still was able to beat him.
Wait, when Myles Martin was in his peak, he beat – I'm confused.
So, in freestyle. Yeah. So, it's like Spencer Lee, Nathan Tomasello. If you were to say that Nathan Tomasello is better right now than he was in college, then Spencer Lee beat his best in freestyle this year, if that makes sense.
When did they wrestle in freestyle?
They wrestled Senior Nationals this year.
Senior Nationals.
The finals.
No. Are you talking about Myles Martin and Sam Brooks?
Yes.
Donnie?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, not Tomasello and Lee. I'm talking about.
They wrestled at the last chance qualifier, I believe. Or no, the university.
Oh, that's right. Years ago. Yeah. I was thinking about last year, Myles was in the finals against Downey. And then this year, Myles was in the finals against. Who did he wrestle in the finals at Texas?
He lost to Zahid. He beat Derringer.
Yeah, I don't think it's as close as you guys are saying. I think Myles beats him up, peak versus peak.
I think it's a major.
So
Johnny, you have a major?
No. Yeah, I'll go major.
It's unbelievable. You can't retroactively change it. You guys are seriously going Myles major.
What do you mean? I had major from the beginning. In their college careers, Sammy Brooks. Stealing more.
Crazy.
Okay, so this still could be a tie. But Kyle Snyder, unless he hits a lot drop, ain't pinning no one.
Hey, update that score. I need 10.
I'm working on it right now.
Hey,
all right, 197 pounds, Nathan Burak versus Colin Moore. Matt, you want to start us off? Tell us what you see.
I think this one would be a very good matchup, but seeing Colin Moore, some of his drop-off matches are matches you would think, oh, he's going to smoke somebody. But I think that Nathan Burak is a very formidable opponent. I think I would love to go Burak, but you just look at the track record, and I would probably say a decision by Moore, close.
Are you leaning?
I'm leaning more. Definitely no bonus. The way Nathan wrestles, he doesn't – I don't think I've ever seen him get just smoked by somebody. He beat Kyle Snyder.
I was just going to say he beat Snyder in a crazy match.
He's one of those guys
Could Colin Moore dump him to his back? Because that'd be 6 points. That'd be an easy way to a major.
I don't think Colin's gonna bonus Burak, but Colin wins.
I don't either, but could
I will lose. Hater. Quit it.
What? The only way I can do it is from a pin.
Quit it.
The only way you can do you're even thinking about
I at least made it realistic with
I just
my
know
math.
math. Remember last time my math fails? I've been studying up. I know math.
Wait, Sam, have we included team points for the 41 because it's 2-2 and 65?
What do you mean it's
6-9.
Like have we added 41 and 65's team points
11.
because they're tied?
No, it's not a tie. The Twitter poll.
The Twitter poll. Thousands of people.
What?
Or like
I thought we redo the Twitter. We should redo it.
Come on, Harvard, man. I explained this halfway through. The little gold stars, man. Come on.
I think up till now, I've picked one Ohio State guy. So you
picked Spencer, then Stever, Montel, Brent Keff, Derek St. John, Marion. Wow, you did.
Yeah, only one I picked is Stever. So
yeah.
Stever, Colin Moore, and Kyle Snyder.
I got Colin on this one too.
Yeah, no
Colin
bonus for me.
Not major decisioning Nathan Burak. It's not happening.
Yeah, I got Colin. It's a close match. I don't know.
So the year Burak beat Kyle though, this is kind of crazy. Not a lot of people know this. It was 0-0 going into the second period. As the second period started, it was Burak's choice. He chooses down, escapes. Then the end of the second period, right? Kyle gets a stinger in his neck. Can't really do much. Needs a second to fix himself. Injury time starts running. It's Burak's choice again because at injury time, Burak wins 2-0. It was crazy. And that's what won the duel. So obviously it's not. There's 1,000 other matches that happened, but that was a big part of it because we went straight from the top, 125 to heavyweight. I had Clark that duel too. That was the one time I beat him in college. And there was some really good matches. There was really good matches that day. I forget.
How'd you beat him? Is it rideouts?
I took him down 3 times in the first period, dog. Come on.
And then
I got really tired and I kind of started to hang on.
That's great.
I got really tired. I remember the match was finishing and I kind of look up as I was, I was really clinging on the last minute. I was just holding on to his arm and just doing my thing. And I remember the whistle blows, and I look up, and I think it was Terry. Terry was in the middle of the mat, holding a fist in my face, saying I was stalling. He was in my face, and I was like, I know, dude. What do you want me to do? I don't know what else to do.
I got a lead. I'm at my home gym. What do you want me to do?
I'm sorry.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it when you see it. Having been.
Oh, I like it.
Having been in another school now and seeing it, I actually appreciate it even more because. Hey, it's sport, man.
It's awesome.
Hey, and
sport.
It goes both ways because we got massive flexing on brands one year, so it goes both ways.
Oh yeah, right.
I don't think it wasn't disrespectful at all. It was. Listen, he fights for his athletes. It's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say it was disrespectful, but I'm saying like the shenanigans.
I would never.
This is fun.
I would never flex on brands. That is
Yeah,
too
that
scary.
part was a little crazy when Massa went over and
That was crazy.
brands, but
Richie
I don't
did
care
it too, right?
I don't
Didn't
care if
Richie
I
do it?
wrestle for Iowa State or Penn State or something, like Iowa's biggest rival. There's no way. I don't care if Tom Brands does anything bad. I am not flexing in his face.
that's my
is
thing.
not
As
something
an
I can do.
athlete, you're looking at a coach who's an Olympic champion. Like, sorry, I have to respect you. You can go crazy for your athlete, but if I win, I'll flex on the guy I wrestled, not the coach who
Not the coach. Yes.
done stuff I've never done before.
Yes.
Shout out. It's too much respect there.
Yeah. All right, so
Especially
we all
a guy
got
like
Colin
Brands.
Moore by decision, right?
Everyone does, yeah.
That's
so
fair.
it's
Cool.
22.
The last weight of the duel, it comes down Bobby Telford, Cal Snyder. Actually, it doesn't come down to that because the duel is locked up.
So this one doesn't matter.
Every match matters, Sam.
Snyder is not
Do you want to
getting
just pack it up and go
And
home?
he knows Kyle Snyder's
I
not
am
getting
home.
a pin because he's not a pinner.
No, he's not getting a pin, but he's majoring,
A major
but that
attack.
dude's a big dude.
Yeah.
Big dude.
He had some close matches with Kuhn. Did Kuhn beat him once?
Kuhn did
Yep.
beat him in the duel when he came home from, like,
Did-
was
like,
it the Yargin that he came
overseas.
home from?
He was still on Russia time, and Kuhn came and beat him. That would suck.
So let's compare. Did Telford ever wrestle anybody that Kyle wrestled, like Gwiz? We do a little transit property.
I don't honestly. I want to say there's really maybe Medberry.
Oh yeah, Medberry.
I don't know. Did Kyle ever wrestle McMullen? Sorry.
No, he never wrestled McMullen.
Yeah.
Damn, that dude was good. Forgot about him.
He's
Yeah.
tiny.
You see him now?
He's tiny.
Yeah, dude's like 190 pounds.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of tiny, I was watching. I'm just we're all sitting around the house bored as crap, and so I've seen The Rock's new show. Was that the Titan Games or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas. Just
Yes,
Dude.
that's what I was talking about. I looked at it. I turned it on yesterday while I was doing some stuff, and Joe Thomas is a different person. That is
Yeah,
a
you
different
know
human
who he
being.
played for, right? He played
The
for the greatest
Browns.
team in the world. the Cleveland Browns.
He came and spoke at a alumni.
Oh,
event
Wisconsin. I
at
forgot.
Wisconsin, and he was hilarious.
Yeah, he's
Talking
awesome.
about how he swims now, and that's like he does all these other things, to stay healthy. And she's like, I swim, and I just try to get across the pool without drowning. That's pretty much my goal. But
He's awesome.
he was like a different person. I mean, tiny.
Yeah. Sam, do you know what we're talking about?
Nope, no idea.
You might have to look it up. Joe Thomas, Pro Bowl offensive
Joe
lineman for the Browns. But look up just like Joe
Holds
Thomas.
the record for most
transformation.
consecutive games played in a row. He's like Cal Ripken of football.
I don't think he ever missed a game.
Yeah,
Like
he never
ever.
missed a game.
It's
So, guys,
insane.
you'll have to bear with me. I do not watch football at all.
You're good,
That's
but
okay. We could talk about wrestling, I guess.
yeah.
Come on.
We'll get back
Holy
to it at some
smokes.
point.
Tired. There's so many check marks and
What?
arrows and stars on this page, and my brain's overwhelmed.
I should have landmined 74.
probably should have landmined that one.
Yeah.
But then I would have landmined Brooks right after.
Good point.
So what do you guys got? I mean, I think we're all picking Kyle Snyder.
I don't got bonus. I'm not giving any of you crap balls that. Nope.
He's getting 4 at least.
I call it.
Kidding me?
I say a major.
It's a major. It's a major.
Rotten. Come on, Telford.
Rotten.
One of the best of all time, Kyle Snyder.
Telford's,
Bobby
who,
Telford does not hang with him. I'm sorry.
who has majored Telford? That's all I want you to look up. If anyone in his entire career has majored him.
Okay,
I don't
tell me
think-
Did
one
he wrestle
thing.
Kyle Snyder? I don't know. I don't know his stats
Did
or
he
anything.
wrestle an Olympic champ?
Did
Yeah.
he wrestle Kyle Snyder?
Tell me one thing Kyle has
Kyle
not
Snyder
won.
is the best of all time. That argument cannot. It's not a good argument at all.
Wait.
You're saying
The
that
best of all
when you
time
have-
where? What are the parameters?
You're saying that when you have a
NCAA
guy like
college
Spencer
wrestler.
Lee, who has one of the highest bonus rates ever in college, right there next to Logan Stieber, who's a 4-timer, but Kyle Snyder's the best ever.
He
No,
is
I
not
said
the
he's
best
one of
ever.
the best of all time.
You said the.
Did I really?
Definitely
did.
said
Okay, let me take that back and add one.
He's
else.
not even the best in this duel, Sam.
Let me take that back and add one of.
Looking at these numbers,
that slipped
we
out
got
then. I meant to
screwed in
say one of the best of all time. No, Kyle Snyder's not the best of all time.
Listen, you should have done a little gamesmanship on
He
your.
did whip Sadulayev, though, right here.
Can we do a recount?
It did. Recount?
Is
that how they do it at Harvard?
Sure.
That Sadulaev's a good picture. I was there. I was there for that match, and that was one of the greatest moments.
I was there for his Gadisov match. That was a cool moment too.
I was there for that one too.
Yeah.
But the one in France was nuts because it was the literal last match of the entire World Championships to win the World Championship for a team and a person. Again,
during that match, that was my first year teaching, and that it was on, and obviously it's in a different country, so it's crazy times during the day, and it was right in the middle of my teaching day, and I was like, there's no way I'm missing this match. And so I purposefully had my class like taking a quiz or something where they were just quiet in their seats, and I'm sitting in the back and had my phone like propped up where nobody could see it.
I remember my siblings, my sister had a soccer game like an hour and a half away, and they were like waiting to leave, and we couldn't go because I had to watch the match on the TV or whatever, and they were so mad at me. But I was so happy in the long run because they won.
Awesome.
Won in USA run. It was
Johnny's
great.
just staring at this duel like
I'm angry. I'm angry right now. This isn't right. Something's wrong here. Someone added wrong.
Go for it. Go recount.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Well,
My math was off last week, wasn't it, Matt?
You literally thought you ruined it when you just wanted it to be a close duel, but you knew Iowa was the better team, and then you landmined it, and then you're like, oh no, I just made it. So this would have been Mizzou versus Ohio State.
That would have been so weird.
You didn't even know what you were doing. You were just
so if Mizzou ended up winning that, though, I would have gone all in Mizzou to beat Ohio State and Penn State.
Why not?
See,
for fun.
See, there's the difference, Sam. I'm trying to keep this thing realistic.
You have to understand that
you gotta have some craziness on the show, don't you?
Because there were two other youth wrestlers on here, and it was
Dyson and Jude,
that they were trying to have a fun time, and so it wasn't actually about like specifically who would win. It was about.
Okay, now Borshow was the only one. Come on, what other match that you disagreed with that would be outrageous?
Well, the fact that Wisconsin won 2.
That was Seth.
See? That's what I'm saying. Once you understand that it's a good time, you're having a good time.
That's true.
I could have let Borshow win. He probably would have won based on votes, and then I would have landed Sammy Brooks pin Myles Martin with some kind of wild throw, and then this duel would be even worse. It would have been we would have taken away 13 to 28.
Johnny wasted his mind.
Don't blame Seth. Andrew Howe bear hugged Kyle Dake to his back and pinned him. Okay.
Okay, Jack.
That is completely on Andrew Howe's shoulders.
Hey, what do you think about this, Matt?
Oh God.
That's me in a headlock.
Is that you holding on my arm and I can't get it back? Your head's in the way. Hey, move your head to the side. Yep.
Yep.
Here, I have a better
2 hands.
Holding the wrist.
Nice 2-on-1.
Johnny, you make the weirdest faces when you wrestle.
I'm trying to get away.
Hold on, I gotta get one. I don't know if the whole thing will fit in the camera.
You gotta understand.
Well, I want to know what's your face thinking right here? What are you thinking? I'm about to get my ass kicked by friends.
If there's one thing you did successfully, it was look at how red my face is. I'm so frustrated right there. I am so angry.
He's 100% thinking there's going to be a virtual duel in the future, and I'm going to take it out on this fool.
Hey, you know what the worst part was? This dude was cutting enough weight and probably not doing it the best he possibly could have as a freshman. He was cutting enough weight that in the last seconds of the match, he was still bone dry, so he could still hang on my arm. I couldn't even all right, let's get it sweaty, and then I could climb out of stuff. No, it was like a vice grip on my friggin' arm the whole time.
Yeah, I see that. That's funny.
Look at this one.
What is that?
High school Johnny.
Still doing it.
Young.
Still That's
Like
funny.
it's like the Michael Jordan of wrestling. Maybe not greatness-wise, but face-wise. Oh, yeah.
Greatness, yeah. That is a good comparison, MJ, huh?
Man.
That's hilarious.
All right, so we got Ohio State going to the finals or what?
So, we got Iowa moving on to the finals, 22
Can I
to
landmine
17.
a full duel? Can I landmine the
Landmine.
It's like-
so Iowa
Can do
wins,
that,
landmine Ohio State.
It's like I was just waiting for that total score down at the bottom to landmine.
If there's
Yeah.
one person in this
can do that
duel
now.
on each team who you would love to videotape having a bass jump with you, who would it be? One from each team. You gotta
Hasn't Snyder done it? No, Snyder did it with Mike Mouse. Didn't he?
Yeah, Snyder.
The Iowa one's easy. Come on.
Okay, who?
I got to see Brent Metcalf
That
jumping
would
out of
be
a
funny.
plane or something.
But Brett's pretty adventurous, though. Like, you
Sammy.
don't realize he's like
I
a
would
big
die.
hunter, and he like YouTubes, and
Skateboard.
he's kind of adventurous.
I would die.
I want to see Sammy
Nathan
Brooks'
Burak.
mullet flying in the air.
I would
Me
die.
and Burak
Nathan
went adventuring around in Cuba, and he was funny. He was a fun dude.
Could you imagine slapping a thing on Burak and shoving him off a bridge?
That would be funny. Honestly, I trained with Montel at Rutgers, and
That would be great too. That would be classic.
That would be good. Yeah.
He would not be very
So
excited.
who on the Ohio State team?
Hmm.
I bet NATO would be hilarious.
NATO would be funny. Yeah, Nate probably would be the funniest one.
Heflin couldn't be a bad time.
Yeah, Heflin's awesome. All these guys are good guys. Even those Iowa guys are pretty good guys.
All right. So I got to ask, we're working on our next project. So we got the finals coming up at the end of this week. It's going to be Iowa, Penn State. And then after the duels are over, our next project, I'm going to go ahead and share it up here. I want to see what you guys' thoughts are.
I haven't even seen this yet, so I'm ready.
Yeah, nobody's seen it. So let me find it for a second. But we're going to get into a best to never win it bracket. And we actually, I have to give credit to Jack. Jack Mueller did basically all of the research on these guys. I just kind of helped seed and put it into.
Is he part of your guys' podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth
I didn't know that.
Seth and Jack are now.
Yeah.
Co-host
So
for
it's going to be me, Seth, and Jack. Can you guys see that well?
Yeah, so I can zoom in if I
Okay.
hold it on the screen.
So this is kind of what we did was he went. We're doing the last 20 years, right? And so because we can't really do a whole lot of research past 2000 enough adequately to really have a good conversation. So we just did the last 20 years, the best to never win.
Holy cow! Bo Jordan, James Green, first round. You guys are crazy.
And so the way we did the seeding, we tried to be as objective as possible, not like put our own things into it. So Jack actually
going the 25 seed.
So Jack actually suggested that we went through and he gave people points for, like, if you got second, you got 1 point. If you got third, you got 2, and so on. And then the lowest scores are going to be like the higher seeds.
Okay.
And so we tried to do it that way so that we didn't just put it how we wanted.
Taking in, it's only NCAA placements.
Yeah, just NCAA placements. That's it.
You got to throw Thomas.
So you're telling me
Where's Luke Fletcher?
Thomas Gilman at the 25 seed? Come on.
Hey, we tried to be objective so that we could talk about it, and it would be actually good conversation and not just like, oh, the favored seed wins every time.
Thomas Gilman's going to have a Cinderella story and make it pretty far.
Okay, so
you're telling me
Like 2017 World Team Trials?
You're telling me Thomas Gilman and Nick Simmons are going to meet second round? Come on.
All right, so my
24
only
and
one.
25, yeah, come on.
My only one, and I'm trying really hard to put him in here, but I don't know how we do it, is Hunter Stever. Because my thing is, like, from a statistic standpoint, I can't justify it, but also, like, come on, the dude was definitely
undefeated, undefeated going into the NCAA semifinals, up 6-1 on Mitchell Port, and ended up losing. But he was a stud. Hey,
Where's Luke Fletcher? Am I blind or is he not on here?
Who?
Luke Fletcher.
Well,
he's not on here.
It's hard to put those guys from this year. I mean,
He's like third.
Not that
why didn't Sanders ever win it?
Because of me.
You're a jerk.
Surprisingly, I never wrestled him in the NCAA tournament. I just gave him bad seeds every year.
Well, you could have had him your senior year, but he lost to Nico.
No, that was my junior year. When I
okay.
He lost to Nico in
Montel at 22.
Yeah, in the
quarters. He lost him in the quarters because Nico beat the Cornell kid in the semis.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was really cool to do it this way, though, because like you're saying, you guys are looking at it and going like, no way, Thomas Gilman's 25. I think it's really cool the way that we seeded it because we just didn't take any of our our biases and put them in there. And so now when we talk about it, we're not going to just have the 1, 2, 3, 4 meet in the semis.
I mean, you guys,
I like it.
You got Zeke Jordan, some of the best ones. You got Zeke Jordan at 20. What is that? 8?
Hey, man.
Oof.
Ooh, Poeta's a sleeper.
Poeta's 16. How many
Against
times
Trench.
in the finals?
Poeta Trench, that's a banger off the jump.
Lance Palmer.
First of all, was a 4-time All-American.
Dude, you have Lance Palmer at 23. I mean, seriously.
So it really.
That dude was in some of the best brackets to ever be in the NCAA tournament.
All right, well, if you got a problem with it, would you rather us just seed them exactly how you think and then have 0 upsets?
Oh, dear. Sassy Jacob.
No, I like this. Okay. We're having I'm looking at it and I'm like scratching my head. I mean, James Green at 27 is awesome.
Well, that's the cool part. I mean, is that there's going to be so many upsets. These are actual matches to talk about, and I
think the big thing is
I'm still ready to argue Luke Fletcher. He took 3rd. What was?
Yeah, but statistically, Luke Fletcher, I think he took 2 fourths. I mean, did he take a 3rd and a 4th?
I thought it was 3rd, 4th.
It was 3rd, 4th, or 4th, 4th. And then he had the first team All-American here. But that was
pretty good.
When we got to 31, those lower seeds, McFadden was a 4-time All-American, and it's hard
you put
to
Matt Kolodzik on there.
Yeah, I guess Colin Moore first round.
But Kolodzik won 3. Or he was a 3-time All-American if you don't count this year, and Pletcher's only 2 if you count this year. And so we tried to be, objective.
That's a good list. Flieger. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
15.
Montel could have been on here.
He is.
Montel is on here.
Oh, is he?
He's the 22. He's got Tyler Graff round 1.
2-time finalist Tyler Graff. Yeah, that's a good one to never win it.
Match.
Yeah, I like Mitchell.
All right, so here's a side question. What same weight classes of all these fantasy matchups you guys have done? What match would you look forward to seeing the most? What would be wow, that would be a really fun match to see. Maybe they didn't hit the same years, or maybe it was how Logan.
You're saying same weight class?
Yeah, make them the same weight class. They could be any year, right? 33, 2016 versus 33, 2011 Logan, or whatever. But who would you want?
I love just one that immediately came to my mind when you said that. Gable Stevenson, Kyle Snyder. Those guys' styles are so different.
That'd be good.
And they're both so good. I think that'd be a really fun one.
That'd be a cool match.
There's some really great ones. I think I'd have to look through it all, but I think it'd be cool just to see Marinelli and Bo Jordan just for the fact
really would.
They were high school teammates. That's always got to be. I mean, there's always
that would be crazy to watch.
Yeah,
Johnny, we should have tried to sway him with the big brother argument.
How about we just go to the next round. You go Zane Metcalf. I think the whole
holy cow, that's a match.
Watch that.
Absolutely.
So who do you guys got?
Everybody wants to say.
I got Metcalf over Zane. Metcalf was untouchable. When you looked at him in college, he was like a myth. It was crazy growing up watching him.
He lost 2 matches that I saw. One was obviously the Caldwell terrible match. He did
the Splato?
The Caldwell, no, the finals.
Oh, okay.
I don't even count the Splato one personally.
Oh, dude. How about Johnny Stieber?
Holy cow.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
Jeez.
That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, that'd be crazy because Logan would just disappoint all you guys. and beat Yanni.
I mean, because that's potentially that's a possibility of two four-timers.
Anthony Robles, Spencer Lee. We kind of
That's what I was gonna say. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's
Johnny, who you got? Spencer Lee, Anthony Robles.
How's Spencer Lee on bottom when Robles gets that wrist?
That's what we were saying.
It's all about the wrist.
That wrist.
We all picked
joke.
Spencer though.
You ever watch the semis? I think it was the year you wrestled him. Obviously, you couldn't have watched it then, Matt. But Kajar, he would literally stand up like this. It was insane.
Outside of Robles, Ben Carr was the strongest dude I wrestled at 125.
Couldn't imagine. Yeah, he looked like a beast.
Just all sorts of strong.
Yeah.
Another man, old man strength, because he did the Mormon mission too. So he really did.
Yeah, no MS. He was diagnosed.
He was older than everybody else, but he was so strong. I mean, shoot, he could have beat Robles. I wouldn't have complained because I had already beaten Carr twice.
So who beat Robles the year before when you had Long?
Long.
He did?
Yeah. Long, dude. Long ran through a really tough bracket and then ran into me, and I beat him.
Sorry, buddy. Gotta stop your run.
He beat Escobedo and Robles, and he might have beat one other.
Escobedo was already a national champ, right?
Yeah, Escobedo was the 1 seed. So he beat the 1 seed, and then
was Nickerson there? Or was Nickerson Donahoe the year before?
Was on my side. Nickerson was second and lost to a Boston U kid.
And Nickerson was already a national champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I won a very tough bracket without actually going through anyone, which then motivated me the next year. People are like, oh, he had a good run, he had a good tournament. It worked out well for him. I'm like, you serious? Like, it's not my fault they all lost. Like, what do you
Yeah, I did what I could, yeah.
So then the next year it motivated me to go win it again. It was good. And then I lost, so then I was immediately motivated to actually win it the next year.
Who'd you have your sophomore year?
I had Robles, but that's when I wrestled Prieston in the semis. So it was me, Prieston, and Robles.
Oh, junior year was your second national title.
Junior year was my second.
That was Nico, right?
That was Nico, and I was also in battles with Delgado, who lost.
Oh, my gosh. Big Ten to Illinois.
He lost in the quarters to Bedleon, and then I beat up on Bedleon. But that would have been a good semifinal matchup. But again, out of my control, man. Perform when it's the Big Ten.
Wait, so did you wrestle with Delgado?
I wrestled him
a lot.
He has a winning record against me still.
Yeah, but that was some good matches. I remember.
Where is Delgado?
Big Ten.
I gotta watch that.
So he beat you in the duel my freshman year, but you beat him at Big Tens, correct?
Yeah. So if you take out my senior year, I was 2-1 against him, and then he's 3-2 against me for my senior year. So very first time I wrestled him was in Carver. He's my only loss inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. Well, in college. I lost in the Olympic trials, but he's my only loss inside Carver. I was beating him the whole match too.
Did you lose to Pirelli at the Olympic trials at Carver?
No, I lost to Obi and I lost to Obi Blanc and
Pirelli had a good match. I think I'm trying to remember.
I beat him. I beat Pirelli in a
all grad.
I think it was 3 periods, and I beat Prieston in 2 periods. So I went 2-2 after my junior year at the Olympic trials. But yeah, he's my only loss in Carver in college. That was a duel, and actually it was a close duel. Like that was obviously a huge upset, a 6-point swing, and it was a close duel. Illinois had a really good team that year. I believe then Ramos came out and beat BJ Futrell. And he kind of, if that upset would have happened too, Illinois would have upset us inside Carver, but he won. It was towards the end of the duel too. But
where is Delgado right now?
I wrestled him.
I haven't seen him in forever.
Hawkeye Wrestling Club.
Who?
Delgado's but I haven't seen him compete.
I don't know where he's at now. I thought the last place he was maybe Iowa State.
Oh, he's over there. Wow.
I thought he was still at Iowa.
You know what's a crazy thing, Matt, that I didn't know about until I was in college is Metcalf never lost at Carver, and then 2012 Olympic trials, Frere beat him. That was his first loss ever at Carver.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's only a couple. Him and I believe Ramos are the only two guys to be undefeated in Carver, obviously in college.
Wow.
I had one loss. I think St. John maybe had one loss. But anyways, yeah, I lost to Delgado, and then I beat him in the national duels in a barn burner. That was at Oklahoma State. One of the last years they had the national duels. And then I beat him in another barn burner at the Big Ten semifinals. And then the next year he beat me pretty good. And that's the first year he won it. He beat me at the duel and at the Big Ten finals.
You know, when I was in high school, I went to a 2-week Iowa Hawkeye intensive camp.
Oh, yeah.
It was not fun.
It's a good time.
Daniel Dennis was my group leader. Yeah,
Love
coach.
Dennis. Oh, gosh.
The man.
Probably more fun with him, though.
He was in
It was
Tennessee
actually a lot of fun with him.
Den was in Tennessee for the last, year and a half, 2 years. So I've actually gone to a lot of practices and camps, and he's coached me in a couple matches and stuff like that. He is an awesome guy. I love Dan Dennis.
Yep. But, I mean, we're getting down to the end of this show, and I could talk wrestling forever, so we can stay on and talk after or whatever. But
let's preview really quick.
But let's close it out with a preview of the finals. And yes, it did come down to the number 1 and number 2 seeds.
You know how ugly these colors are? Blue and white. And gold. Like, these are two colors you see. Oh,
Listen, black and gold they're pretty much.
Those are actually, like, Johnny, I don't care what you say, like, completely unbiased, those are pretty good color combinations.
oh my gosh. Every time I see somebody wearing either of these hats, I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you wear their gear?
Man, it's going to be –
Wow, you gave 97. Oh, my gosh.
this is going to be sick. Man. I mean, honestly, like when you first think, you're like, oh, Penn State's going to win. And then if you look at the duel, you're like, wow, okay, there's a bunch of Iowa favored matches here.
I'm just going to say real quick, 25 is all young guns.
25 is the same high school, Franklin Regional.
Franklin Regional,
Let
yeah.
alone-
That's
let
pretty
alone
cool.
Club, it's the same high school. That's wild.
Like, just running through for me personally, I'm thinking Iowa's favored in maybe
65 is the same high school, too. Sorry.
25, 33.
Yeah, wow. Jason Nolf, where did he went to Franklin Regional too, didn't he? He was a Young Guns guy.
He didn't go to Franklin, but he was a Young Guns guy. I don't know where he went.
Where was he?
He wasn't Franklin.
I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead and close this one off so we don't make the episode too long and people actually listen to it. It's a lot of fun. But thank you guys for coming on. We really do appreciate you coming on and battling this thing out. And
I like doing this. I like
went
doing this
down.
with Matt. We should do this again. This is fun.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Hey.
Let's do a random duel that doesn't matter to either of us. That's what we
I
need.
like that.
Well-
Yeah, that would be good. I like that.
Then we could really have some fun with it.
Yeah.
That would be cool. So we got the best to never win it coming up next. That's our next project. And then actually talking about bringing you guys back on, the one after that kind of in the future is we're going to put together the last 16 years of NCAA champion lineups and have a dual
That'd be
tournament
fun.
with that and see which year had the best NCAA best overall champs.
That'll be
so-
fun.
Got a lot of cool stuff planned in the future, but thank you guys again for coming on and helping us decide the other semifinal. And we got our final set up. So it was awesome. Had a blast. Thanks for coming on. Everybody tune in next week at the end of this week for Penn State versus Iowa. And we'll see you next time.